look at some Zoom settings for your meeting. So we're going to log in and go through the settings that we've got in Zoom to make sure that your meetings stay your meetings and don't get interrupted, or don't get people that want to hop in and disrupt those, as we've seen several times in the news recently. So we're going to log in. We're going to check out our settings and make sure that doesn't happen. So we're going to go into our settings window in our profile on Zoom. We're going to roll down and we're going to have a look at some of the settings today. So in the schedule meeting aspect, we've got host and participant video. These two are purely preferential. I prefer to have them off so that when I join the meeting or when my participants join the meeting, the video is automatically disabled. To start with, you can turn it on in the meeting. But when you've got a large meeting and lots of people joining in, it's always best to sort of turn it off to give the program a little bit of time to catch up, connect everyone up, and get things settled before you start adding video to that mix and adding complication to it. Just makes it a little bit more stable. So we're just going to scroll down through. Audio type, again, this is preferential. Telephone, computer audio. It's whether you want people to ring in with their phones, their mobiles, or their landlines, or to use their computer mics and speakers. I personally prefer both. It gives people the flexibility to join however they wish to, and with that, whichever technology they've got to hand and whichever equipment they've got. Whether you want to force people to one or the other, that's personal preference. The next one's, again, is personal preference. Join before the host. This whether is pretty much self-explanatory. If you start a meeting and you're running a little bit behind, do you want them to join and start the meeting beforehand and be joined up before you get there? I prefer it disabled, but again, it's your preference. Using IDs when you schedule a meeting, on or off. The next one's any authenticated users can join the meeting. This means that participants will need to log in and set up an account generally before they use Zoom. And requiring a password for these meetings, for instant and personal meetings, means that you've got that added level of security. So you know that the people joining your meeting are people you want to, and not anyone sort of get crashing into your meeting and disrupting that environment. Scrolling through, you've got a lot of personal preferences, whether you embedded the meeting password within the link. I personally prefer to turn it on. It just gives it that little bit of ease and a bit more user-friendly. And again, with requiring the password for people joining the phone, links in with that too. Next ones are a couple of preferential ones, whether you want an email reminder to schedule meetings, and whether you want the participants muted. Again, it's up to you. You can always turn this back on when the meeting started, so people can participate. Encryption is always a good one to turn on. It just means that the data between yourself, the client, the cloud, the room, everything is sort of kept within that loop, and no third parties can jump in and grab the traffic. The next couple are personal preferences, whether you want to chat within the meeting window, and we'll have a look at that in a second. And of course, whether you want to save that. Now, that's up to you. Chat is a great way to check that everyone's working, everyone's on board, everyone's video and audio is working properly. It's always a good safety net as well in case anyone drops off. Sound, file transfers and feedback to Zoom are again all personal preferences. You can add them as you want. Screen sharing is a good one, a really useful tool. Showing your screen or others sharing their screen to see problems, or to show PowerPoint presentations, or to share data across the board. Annotation, again, these are all good tools to have turned on, but again, it's personal preferences. If you have any questions regarding these, feel free to drop us an email, drop us a chat, give us a call. Or, of course, Zoom's help aspect is really quite in-depth, and you can probably get your answers there as well. Scrolling through, you've got a lot more preferential aspects that you can turn on or off as you see fit. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at a little bit further how we can lock down the meeting once we're inside a meeting. So let's fire off the meeting, and we're going to have a look at a few of the features that Zoom have put in place to secure your meeting room and your environment during a video call. So we're just going to fire up a meeting that I'm going to start. So this is an instantaneous meeting. Obviously, I would get a password emailed to myself in a minute, and I would then obviously share that with the users that I'm waiting to join. So we've got our meeting room here. We've just got myself. Now Zoom have given us a new little tab. People that have used Zoom before you'll have noticed this add-on. It's literally been added in the last couple of days. And it's just down here under security next to our participant list. If you click on this, you've got all the abilities that we have set in the original web browser settings. We can turn them on and off here again. What we can do is we can disable things that we think would be misused, or we can add on some security features, the top two. Now, the waiting room is really useful. What it means is that when people join the meeting, they don't join the meeting straight away. They sit in a waiting room, literally as it's called. And then you as the host, you can allow them in or reject them. So you can kick them out straight away if you're not expecting them. The top one above is a really useful feature that I like that they've added. It's called a locked meeting. So when everyone's in the meeting, everyone that's scheduled to be in the meeting is ready, waiting, and inside, and you've accepted them inside the meeting, you can lock it. And then you get a nice little banner that pops up shortly and disappears after a while, saying you've got the meeting, no one else can join. So even if they've got the password, even if they've got the meeting ID, they can't actually join the meeting, and you get a nice little reminder at the top here to say that the meeting is locked and it's all secure. There are a few tips and tricks that Zoom have added to help secure your meeting and in your environment. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop us a call.